Welcome to Monblue Prep. Monblue Prep is a preparatory track of Monblue, which helps you in improving your programming and problem solving skills, wherein you can make an easy entry to Monblue. So, in this part, take up today some problem solving using arrays. Let me share my screen. Yeah, let's go to Adabit and solve few problems here on arrays. Yes, let's take up this problem of fungal gentleman. So, in this problem, what is the problem? Let us try to understand first. There's a person, Atticus, has invited to a dinner party and he decides to purchase a bottle of wine. Okay, and he has little knowledge. Okay, being a very, just read the problem carefully here, looking like it's the cheapest. Now, here is the criteria that he will be evaluating to purchase the wine. So, he decides to use a very simple rule. What is that? In any selection of two or more wines, we will always purchase the one that is the second cheapest. The second cheapest one is going to purchase. Hey guys, if you have any issues, just text me in the chat. We'll discuss them at the end of the session. Last 10 minutes I would spare for that one. Yeah, let's go for this one. What is the problem? Given an array of objects. Okay, so what we are required to do, write a function that returns the name of the wine, If a given empty array is empty, then you are going to return null. This is the first clause that we need to take care of. If the array is empty, then we are going to return null. If the given array has only one, okay, then that will be the one that will be returned. So this is how we are going to evaluate this one. Let's take a look at the example. Now in this one, you can see an array of objects is given, where each object has two keys. One is name and next one is the price. The name represents the name of the wine and the price one. So what we are required to do is, in this case, if you are given an array of objects like this with prices 8, 13 and 10, then is returning the wine that is having the second highest price, that is 10.9. So what is the name of that wine? Is wine 9. That should be returned. You can see here, if the array is empty, simply you are going to return what? Null. If there is only one element or one object in the array, then you are going to simply return the name of that wine. You need to return the name of that wine. Is that clear? So here the input is array of objects. So let's go to code and try it out. Having understood the problem, let's see what is the strategy that we are going to follow to solve this one. So how we are going to solve this one? So what is the method we will be using to solve this one? What is the approach we will be using to solve this one? Yes, I am pausing the video. Can anyone tell me?
Hello. Hello. Function method we will use.
Okay.
When we will write the name of the wine, and we will write in the code int. Not
Just text me in the chat, please. Everyone. I want everyone to do that one. What is your way of solving this one? Yeah, let's print this one. First of all, what we are getting the output is this input is in the form of what? Wines, isn't it? So we need to check that one. So this is the input that we are getting, isn't it? Yeah, in this one, 3 objects are given. In this, 1 object is given. In this, no object is given. So how we are going to identify that one? Yes, everyone, just give a try here. So what is your approach? Yes, so we have to find the object with second highest price. Yeah, that is what we are going to do. So wine dot name, the object from that. But how do we get that one? How do we get the object with the second highest price? Look here carefully. How do we get the object with the second highest price? Isn't it? Very good. So Manjunath has answered that one. Sort the key value wine with price. Okay, let's go with that approach. Fine. Okay, good. So first of all, wines we are getting the input. So how we are going to sort that one? Okay. So wines dot sort. Okay, we'll apply sort. Fine. So sort function takes 2 parameter, that is object 1 comma object 2. In this case, when we are sorting this one with respect to that, so what we'll be using here? Suppose object 1 is this one with price 8.9 and second one is with price 13.9. So object 1 and object 2 will go as a parameter to sort. Good. Then what we have to do, we'll use the arrow function. Yeah, with respect to price. So obj1 dot price, then minus object 2 dot price. Good. So this would give you sorted ones. Let's see that one. Are we getting or not? Let's do a console.log of this one. Good. Yeah, you can see here in this case we got the array of objects in the sorted order with respect to the price, isn't it? That is in the ascending order. Now if you want in the descending order, you can give object 2 minus this one. Let's check this one. Yeah, we are getting in the descending order now. That's fine. So what you are going to do now in this case, after getting that one, the output that we want in this case is at the index. Which index in the array? This is at the index 0 and this is at the index what? 1. Fine, this is at the index of 1. So we want to get the name from the object at the index of 1. Good. That will automatically give you the second highest rate wine. So how you are going to get that one? Yes. So you can just check it out. Console.log wines of 1. Isn't it? Wines of 0 would refer to this one. 1 will give you that one. That object. Let's check this. Yes, we got, in this case we got the second highest one. Good. Now from that we want the name. So you can just give here dot name. So that would give you the value as what? Wine 9. Yeah, it is giving us the name of the wine that is having the second highest price. Good. Now there is an error here. You can see why we are getting this error. Cannot read name of undefined. So why we are getting undefined? That is a test case. You can see when we are having no elements in this one, it should return null. So that is a test case that we need to test here. So how we are going to evaluate that one? How we are going to evaluate that? If, yes, what we are going to do here? If, what is the condition that will check whether the array is empty? Then if the array is empty, then you're simply going to return null. Let's check that one. So if wines dot length, yeah, is equals to 0, then let's simply return null. Yes, good. And if you are having only one element, this is a test case where you are having only one element in the array, isn't it? This is the case. With only one element that should be returned, isn't it? So in this case, there is only one element and we are trying to access the element at the index of 1. So you have only one element in an array, its index is 0. So then how you are going to test it? Yeah, once you have sorted it, so what we need to test here, if wines dot length, good. So wines dot length is what? Greater than 1. Greater than 1, what we are going to do? This is the case. Else, so if wines dot length is greater than 1 means you are having more than one elements in the array. It is more than one array of objects in the array. So that from that we can just return this. So what you can return here? Return wines of 0, sorry 1 dot name. Suppose if you have only one element, isn't it? If it was 0, it will be passing the test here only and it will return null. If it was only one element, isn't it? Then this would be coming to else and you would return what? Once there is only one element in an array, so you can just directly return what? Dot name. Yeah, wine 72 instead of wine B instead of this one. Let's test this one. Let's do the console.log here. Once they are sorted, so in this case it is wine A with this price. So let's test this one. Test pass value is equals to wine 9. So why we are getting a problem here? So input what we have given here is wine A and wine B. So in this case it has passed. So there's only one wine here, isn't it? Expected wine B instead got wine A. It's correct answer only. Expected wine B instead got A. So there's only one wine here, 8.99. It's correct. Yeah, it is wine 72. This one is also correct. This is the second highest price. Yeah, both the cases are correct only. Let's check that one. Wine 9 is correct. This one is correct. Yeah, in this case there is only one thing. So length is 1. So 1 greater than 1 is false. So it's come to else and return wines of 0 dot name. It's correct. So wine A. This one is correct. No problem in this one. Did not return wine B here. It's correct only. Yeah. Yeah, have you understood everyone? The concept here is very simple. That what we have done here is we have sorted this one array.
Sir, again repeat, sir. Once again repeat, sir.
Okay. Now this is the case where you are returning the value null. When if the wines the array is what? Empty. This is the case. When you are having no elements in the array, isn't it? You have to return what? Null. the first case. Otherwise, what we are doing, if you are having more than one elements in the array, like you are just sorting that one, isn't it? So wines is equal to wines dot sort obj comma obj2. So how we are sorting based on the price. So obj2 dot price minus object1 dot price. So this will sort the list of objects in the descending order. In the descending order, the objects are sorted. Once the objects are sorted in the descending order, so what we will get here? All the objects in the array are sorted. So we want to get the object at the index of 1. So that will give you the second highest, isn't it? If you look at this one, we got the objects in the sorted order with respect to the price. If you want to get the second highest element, then how do we get that one? Is at the index of what? 1. So we have to check if the length is what greater than 1. The length is what greater than 1. So why we are checking this one? If we are having only one element, if you have only one element in the array, then that will be only single element in the array. That in that case length would be what? 1. So this condition would become false, that will come to else. So in that case you are having only one element in an array, so that is the one that satisfies our criteria. So that way we are returning wines of 0 dot name. Now you can see here in this case, if you are having only one element in the array, so what we should return here is what? This one, wine A, that is the name of the wine whose price is this one. Good. So this is the case when you are having only one element. If you are having multiple, more than one, in that case this will return true, that is wines dot length greater than 1 is true. So in that case you are going to return wines of 1 dot name. So you see here, look at this one, you have sorted this one. Okay, so you should get what? Wine 44, isn't it? Wine 44. So we have given this actually, wine 44. There is no wine 72 actually here. It's only wine 44 is correct answer as per our results, isn't it? So how can you expect wine 72? It's wrong. This is the third one, isn't it? So wine 44 is the correct answer here. So that is what we have written in this case. Good. Yeah, any more queries in this? Any queries, can text me in the chat. So the problem is here we have to find in an array the second highest element with respect to the price, and here we have to return that one. So how we have done is what? We have found the object with the second highest element, that is we have sorted that one by sorting the array. Then we have returned the name of the object at the index 1. So that would give you as what? The object that is having the second highest price. Yeah, these are the exceptional cases that we are having. If wine dot length, if there are no element, we are returning null, and if there is only one element in the array, then in that case with the index of 0, whatever is there, that we are returning. Fine. Yeah, let's go to the next problem here. Yeah, purely on arrays we have this question. Let's take this one. So the problem is positive dominant. An array of is a positive dominant if it contains strictly more unique positive values than unique negative values. So we have to write a function that returns true if an array is positive dominant. That is, you are having more positive values in an array, then it should return true, otherwise false. If you look at this array, first example, we are having the array elements 1, 1, then 1, 1 and minus 3 and minus 4. So when do we call this array as positive dominant? If you are having more positive numbers in an array than the negative numbers. Given an array may contain positive, negative as well as repeating numbers as well. Now in this case it has written false. Why? Because how many positive numbers are there unique? There is only one. Then there is minus 3 and minus 4. There are two negative numbers. So it has written what? False. It is not a positive dominant. Good. So clearly it shows here there is only one unique positive value 1, and there are two unique negative values, that is minus 3 and minus 4. So there are more negative values in this one than the positive values. Cool. Now in the second case you can see here we are having, there are three unique positive values and two unique negative values. So in that case it had written true. Now is positive dominant of 0, minus 4 and minus 1? That is false. If you are having 5 and 0 also, isn't it? In that case also it is written true. Good. So let's go to the code and write down this one. 0 counts as neither negative or positive nor a negative value. Okay, so this is the node that we have to count as neither a positive nor a negative value. Good. So what is the approach that we shall be following for this one? Just text me in the chat. So what approach we are going to follow? First of all, let's come to the approach that we are going to follow here to solve this problem. Yes, given an array of negative as well as positive values randomly. Isn't it? You may be having repeating values as well. So what we need to do first here? Yes, whatever is your opinion, just text me in the chat. Remove duplicates. Okay. So if you remove remove duplicates, count arrays elements greater than 0. Okay. Okay, fine, good. One approach has come from one of the students, that to remove the duplicates, count array element greater than 0. Fine. Any other approaches from any other student? Count arrays less than 0. Okay. We check each element for positive and negative values. Okay, fine, good. So you have to count the positive values and negative values. Okay, good. Do that one. Okay, good. That's right. Now if you have repeating values, like we should get, like there is 3 here again, isn't it? If you are having 4 or minus 1 again, then minus 1 should be taken only once. It should be taken as a unique, isn't it? Count the array element less than 0. Fine. Yes, the approach that we can follow is what? First of all, identify, yeah, identify the negative values. Second one, identify or extract the positive values, isn't it? So what are the, we have to identify what are the negative values in the array and what are the positive values, isn't it? So if when we are identifying that one, what we'll be getting here? So we'll be getting like this, minus 1 and then minus 40, then yeah, we have to write the logic for that one, isn't it? Then we are getting what? Minus 1. These are the negative values, isn't it? Positives are what? In the above example that I have taken, it is 3 comma 2 comma 3, then 4, then 3. Good, we have identified. So what is the logic for that one? We'll have to go for that one. Next one, we have to make them unique, isn't it? First of all, it should be unique. If you have repeating, make the above lists or arrays unique. So we get what? -1, then 40. Got it. And from this one, we should get what? 3, 2, 4. Good. Is that clear? Make the above arrays unique to arrays. So if you are taking make them unique, we are getting -1, 40. Yeah, you can just count that one. Next step is what? Count the negatives. Yeah. So we are going to count and compare. Compare the total elements. That is the total elements with respect to the length of both arrays. Five, five.